the only option to go for right now. I don't think there's a lot of different options. We're forced to go for the Joy or the Hayabusa. Hayabusa, similar problem to the Nolan, right? There's not a lot of targets. Actually, no targets to go for. Maybe,
Alpha, difficult.
Yeah, very difficult. Joy is the way to go here. It does look kind of sus because they have magic damage. They have too much magic damage, but they gotta do it. They gotta pick the Joy. There's yeah, the Alpha wouldn't do too well either. There's a lot of CC and a lot of shred.
There's no frontline.
The Khalid, yeah. I think they have frontline Badang and Khalid, but CC. This is why the CC is so prio.
And technically, if they really want to win fights here, they have to try and stop the CC somehow, lock them down. So we'll see if they are able to do that with the limited amount of card control that they actually have.
Into the Land of Dawn, match point, ladies and gentlemen, for the White Tigers as Evos lead this best-of-3 series 1-0. Can the Cavalry come back, force a game number 3, as again, it is their honor and it's their title that they're defending in this match.
Let's see how this plays out, man. The Garut Kacha with the Revitalize still for the side of the Evos. It's gonna be a bit more annoying to deal with. I feel like the Joy will also have to respect the potential for a very quick taunt to actually stop him from going in. So in the early game though, I think Witty is going to be trying to be as aggressive as possible on the Khalid. That's one of the stages of the game where this Khalid actually has extra value. Oh, look at this!
Up top, Erlan trying to go and get the Rhapsody. Oh, the flicker from Erlan to get the last shot. Unfortunately, he doesn't get it. But for Aaron, a sigh of relief.
That was close.
Very, very close. Erlan even took a turret shot in the final stages of that fight there, of that engagement. So, gotta be a bit more careful. Weapon mastery though for Aaron Shiki. He's playing for that late game. But for Witty, Wither's Blessing and Agility, it's all about zooming across the map, providing the extra damage, and more importantly, the wave clear for the mid lane as well.
Oh, again! The taunt into the Terrify and the Surge of Albert. First blood, he's on the board. And so far, the Selena has not been working out for TLID.
At all. And you think that the early game is where the Selena shines, right? Because Selena's one of those heroes that, you know, even before level 4, she already has most of her kit in hand. And Vexana's not even level 4 yet, but this is kind of the result that we're getting from the White Tigers. So again, they're the ones kind of dictating the pace. And how will this pan down as both teams are now going to be centering around the next neutral objective? Turtle, the first turtle.
There's a big rotation here for the side of Evos. Reggie is already level 4, so there's no issue with him leaving the lane. Look at this. Team Look at ID wrapping around. Reggie for the damage.
Oh, Fist Crack 2 onto Reggie. There you go. That's the Fist Crack. Fabian will actually wait a bit. Albert going to chunk quite low as well, but gets the Soul Severed Eternal God from Natco. Catches 2. Fabian and Witty both knocked him early, but Fabian is able to escape. AOG doesn't catch him. Just a turtle on the kill. Natco goes and shoots the Terrify out. Doesn't get it, unfortunately. Up top, still a duel. Audience prediction has shifted.
79% for Evos. Wait a second, Fabian?
Yeah, this orange bump might be taken away. Fabian has the Retribution, but they do have enough damage to take him out. Go! Now Aran with a flicker forward. No Fist Crack available. Reggie's still able to sustain out, but Fabian assassinates him. Albert blinking away to safety. Fabian still playing with a rhythm, and Aran with the Fist Crack. He will be stunned, and Yehezkiel gets the kill. Now TLID in the lead.
There you go. Almost a 2K gold lead earlier on for the White Tigers, but TLID have now turned things around with those 3 kills now under their belt.
It's a great play for Team Look at ID to just move in and out of the fight there and eventually catch up to Evos. You can see that there's a bit more vision in what they're doing right now. In the first turtle fight, you saw that they were really trying hard to get Albert out of the picture before the fight begun. And Yehezkiel did land the Abyssal Arrow, but they gotta be a bit more careful because Albert is expecting that, right? He knows that there's a target on his back. He is him.
He is him. 1-1-1 at the moment. He's not doing as great in game number 2 than he was in game number 1. And it feels like every time they go in for these team fights, this CC is kind of broken. She was on like a sliver of health, popped into Vengeance, and was able to zone out 2 members from the side of TLID away. What's the plan against the CC?
But they gotta lock her down with the crowd control. That's why they have a Vexana, I guess. But look at this. Whoa!
Great flicker from Natco. Spots out that he got the taunt. that Albert was going to go for the surge. He just flickers to ensure that that kill goes towards Evos. Now Fabian though, Ultramarine beats Albert again. Too fast for Yezkiel to catch.
Now with that, there's control by Evos on the turtle pit. I think Team Liquid ID are gonna force it.
It's free. The arrow does land on Natco. It's a shot Death Sonata over to Aaron Shiki. But for TLID, they won't be able to contest this turtle. It's taken for free, and Evos are looking for a turret.
It's interesting because Fabian was actually a level above. Do they not have the right firepower just yet? Is the timings just not right for team fights?
I think they were just concerned about not really winning up in the setup for that fight. Evos were already in position, and if Team Liquid ID approach carelessly, they get punished very severely due to, once again, for Evos having so much lockdown. The Vexana and Gato Kacha combo allows them to actually catch anyone and lock them down long enough to actually get a proper pickoff. But Fabian now has a Starlium side, so we'll have to see if Team Liquid ID tries to find some more.
Erlen's damage is not okay.
No, not at all. I wonder what item he's on. He's on Hunter Strike. Only with the Skype Piercer key. There's a wall there, but it is just a GK down to Kacha. He's all good. Aran on a signature pick is stacking up those Thunderbelt stacks.
You can stack up the Thunderbelt stacks using the face crack on the Badang, which is quite interesting. It's like a range Thunderbelt proc, technically. But oh, Aaron, whoa!
Jumps in. He's shot a lot of good damage there. Erlan just kites away as Aaron finally relieves off a lot of that Granger pressure off of himself.
All things considered, this game is pretty static, man. 3-3. Evos does have 2 turtles, but only a 600k gold advantage. So either Evos are slowing down after getting those objectives, or Team Liquid ID are just playing the lanes and the farming rotations that much better, because that gold lead is constantly going further down and down.
But the question is, oh, wait a second.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage from Erlan.
What is that?
Luckily, Witty is around. That could have been a dive from Evos. Yeah, that's the Granger damage.
Evos' gold lead is actually increasing. It was 100-200 earlier before.
He's been getting the gold crabs Granger constantly, and also just been zoning Aaron.
1k now.
Look at Widdy though, he's in prime position to try and surprise Evos.
Oh, whoa, still Albert is able to escape. The Eternal Guard gets placed down as well in the back. Albert unable to get in range there. But look at Aran, melted down. The arrow dodged away from by Natco. Great sidestep up top. 1v1. A solo kill against Aaron. Goes to the wave, still trying to survive. Wow! Almost does it with a dash, a cheeky one at that. But Witty had the passive stacked. Evos, though, will find value off of that solo.
Land of Erlan?
Land of Erlan.
Yikes.
That was looking kind of close, but Evos, they're not done. They have a wave on top right here. They can kind of pressure. Really can clear this long enough without exposing himself to a potential pickoff. Evos, whoa.
Really wants some more. He revitalized. He doesn't have the AOG. He is stuck there, but look at the Eternal Guard coming down. The Radiant Sandstorm is there. Good stun. Aran cancels out the Albert Blade Surge, and now they're fighting under the Zaman Force. Another one. Fabian dives to the back, finds another kill, and it is TLID who are able to equalize.
It's a proper duo that gets taken down. Key and Albert. Unfortunately, there aren't any objectives for them to translate those kills over, but maybe it's enough for them to kind of reset the tempo that has already been built by Evos.
I mean, the gold lane now favors them instead. The fact that Evos fought in the Zaman Forest, that was a bold move for sure. Now with the Holy Crystal completed for Fabian, it's going to allow him to do 1v1, potentially, but also allow him to secure these neutral objectives way easier compared to before.
Finally, a turret does go down for TLID. They're going to be able to push in the tempo. There's some rotations coming from Evos. Witty should be able to spot this out. Oh, missile arrow?
Ooh,
Yeah, they're not going to commit onto it.
interesting. While that was happening, by the way, look at what Widdy was doing. He can clear the wave, but he just stands there, holding the wave for his teammates instead, funneling the gold to the players that really matter in this composition. And look at this, Evos are starting to respect the presence of Team Liquid ID. Now with the gold lead, there's more kill pressure as well that Evos have to kind of consider before walking into precarious spots.
Now we're entering the mid-game, right? Talk to us about the differences of the mid-game spikes between both of these compositions.
I feel like for Team Liquid ID, the mid-game is pretty strong with the Selena, but oh, look at this.
Raging Sandstorm used defensively, but look at the poke from TLID. Key is forced to recall. Reggie is almost at half. First blast comes around. Reggie, current call over to Aran. That's a solo ult. Pops into Vengeance as well as Aaron Shiki goes in for some on-force. The Ebro actually zone him away from the Lord. Fabian claims it there. He has skill, still able to escape too as Aaron just continues to dish out damage with the on-force on him. Good dodge from Witty. Away from the Death Sonata, and TLID out of nowhere claim the Lord and stabilize.
But that's a mid-game that we were talking about, right? Fabian was also a level above of Albert, so even if they wanted it to go in for a 50-50, it was quite difficult.
Yeah, I feel like both teams, it's actually quite balanced. No one's like super. It's never one-sided when it comes to the early game to the late game. It just happens on it depends on how the fight actually plays out. With Team Liquid ID landing the Abyssal Arrow onto Albert right before the fight began, it kind of forces the whole team to kind of move along with Albert, protect him, and that just gives Fabian the room to take the Lord away immediately. In that fight though, however, you saw that Key was able to take so much more damage, so maybe in the late game, the fact that Team Liquid ID are full magic damage can be a factor here that decides whether or not Evos can actually take it later on.
Both the Joy and Harith though, they deal a lot of damage, right? Even if Evos go for like Radiant Armor, Athena Shield, I think they have enough damage, like enough magic damage with the pen items too, to go through those defensive items. Like, I don't know, man. Joy's damage in the late game is ridiculous. Once you get the Divine Glaive full items, and it is the same for the Harith.
And remember, they also do true damage with the Starlium on occasion. Yep. So with a 3.6k gold lead for Team Liquid ID, I think items are going to start swinging in their favor. Now for Evos, the question is, do they want to try and play it slow, right? Delay a bit longer, or are they still feeling feisty enough to really go for a brawl once more? They did so when they had the gold advantage, but now that they're on the back foot, do they really have what it takes to kind of beat the odds here?
That's the big question. Right now, it seems like they're locked in their own base. They're trying their best just to clear the waves. I think Wee's also positioning in a really good spot. Looking for information, trying to catch someone to clear out the bottom lane as it is kind of freezed.
We're gonna hold there for a bit, but looking at the items here, for the side of Evos actually, Winter Crown for Natco. To understand that he's a big liability when it comes to dealing with some of these dive heroes. Wants to buy some more time for his team to kind of react. On the other hand, you can see there's a lot of focus over the magic resistance, but Sky Piercer still, for Erlan, only one kill to his name. It's looking quite difficult, especially now that Fabian, already with the Wishing Lantern and the Bloodwings, gonna be tankier, but also be able to shred Key, as well as Reggie, a lot easier if Team Liquid ID ever gets the right opportunity.
Wait, what? 2,500 gold lead for Fabian?
Yeah.
He's been clearing waves like crazy. This is, I would say the advantage of not having a CC in your team is you don't need to give out gold to your XP. The XP becomes a secondary roamer. That's why the jungle can snowball out of control as we get to mid-game. But when you have a CC, CC needs gold. So your jungle gets impacted by that. You can't go and take the side lanes. No, that's a good stun. Oh, this arrow connects as well. Reggie's locking him down. Fabian very low, still able to escape for now. Reggie pops into Vengeance, and Aaron Shiki might be able to capitalize with a fist crack from Aran. Oh my goodness, how has he done that? How is he survived? Aran pins them down. Eternal Guard with a raging sandstorm comes in around. But Key was able to keep it. Albert blinks forward to his demise. Erlan still cutting away. Fabian on Key. A taunt. And an arrow dodged away from Natco and Erlan. Now, they need to rely on these two members. Aran is trying to isolate Key. He has done that. Fist crack again. Key is going to die. Aaron picks up the kill. Evos all the way back in base.
That's another Lord secured in for the Cavalry for TLID as they also rack up a 5,000 gold lead with 3 members taken down. It looks like TLID are utilizing that space and that momentum to get more ground on the map.
That was a crazy moment for Team Liquid ID. Initially getting almost a pick off, and then Evos rallying only to be hit with a massive fist crack. But Team Liquid ID recognized the potential for Evos to counter-engage themselves. So instead of going all in on the initial engage, they held back. And the moment Evos tries to capitalize on the rush of Team Liquid ID, it wasn't there. Aaron Shiki got caught low, but because they were staying further back, Albert couldn't get to him. And by the time Albert finally got a couple of spells off, got next to Aaron Shiki, it was too late. He gets taken out.
Imagine if Fabian died there.
Ooh. would have been a whole different story, I think.
It was so close as well. It seems like they had the right idea, but the finishing just wasn't there. And now the Lord is going to be marching there in the top lane. Let's see how they're going to be able to utilize it to their advantage.
They actually have very good clear with the CC, Ranger, Vexana, so it should still be fine. It could be a turret, but
not even that. AOG, re-engage from Key, an awkward one at that. Aaron Shiggy punishing even with a revitalized Eternal Guard coming down. Albert low! Yes, kill! Going for the scratch! Aaron gets the kill. Aaron dodging away. Now on to yes, kill he goes. 2 for 1, a base turret, 2, and that will be taken by TLID. Fabian diving deep, the usurper and on! Will continue to pressure Evos. You can take one game, but we are the defending champions for a reason.
Welcome to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, as the Cavalry have successfully forced a third game from the White Tigers. That was a stellar comeback from this team.
That was really cool, man. Both teams not backing down, trying to make plays of their own. That is what makes the game exciting, man. Several times right there, you know that things are gonna go